All right, all right, all right. Welcome back again on the grand final of PUBG Mobile Day 2 on IESF 14 World Esports Championship. Here we are, still on the hottest place, the best stage ever, Fire Stage. And still with me, Gary, as the host for today. So, before we're going to start the game, I would like to say thank you to our government sponsor who's supporting this event. So thank you once again to Kemenparekraf, Kemenpora, KONI, and OC Indonesia, and of course, Wonderful Indonesia. And if we are talking about the competition, there is always a prize. So the prize pool for PUBG Mobile is total $100,000 US. And we are gonna live on Twitch at IESF_TV5 on YouTube at PBSC and YouTube also garudaku.sc. Nah, the previous host of the IESF World Esports Championship from 2009, we have Korea. And 2010, we have Korea also. 2011, still Korea. 2012, still Korea. 2013, Bucharest, Romania. 2014, Azerbaijan. 2015, go back to Korea. 2016, the best one, Indonesia on Jakarta. 2017, go back to Korea in Busan. 2018, Taiwan, Kaohsiung. And last is 2019, Korea in Seoul. And of course, our lovely 16 finalists of PUBG Mobile Grand Final. We have Egypt, Brazil, Jordan, Morocco, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Korea, Brunei Darussalam, Pakistan, Turkey, Maldives, Kazakhstan, Iraq, Sri Lanka, Chinese Taipei, and our host, Indonesia. Of course, follow me here. So I'd like to tag to our marvelous and greatest caster here. We have El Doge and Chu Chu. Are you ready, guys?
I'm so ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, brother.
All right. Let us start first game of today. So bring it on.
You want to class with us?
No.
Yes, please.
Please. Bring it on.
Thank you so much, Mas Gary, or Gary, Mr. Gary. Today has been delightful for us. And welcome back, ladies and gents, to the World Esports Championship 2022, brought to you by IESF. But also, we'll be your casters and your storyteller today. I'm going to be Choo-Choo, and this is going to be Dan.
Eldog is here also. So, the second day, Choo-Choo, the Judgment Day, the most important day because they're collecting a lot of points to proceed toward the top 3 because Mas Gary already mentioned only 3 teams that will getting the prize pool for about $100,000 US. So what do you expect? What do you expect for today?
I mean, like, yesterday has been a lot of, there's only 2 flags flying a lot. I mean, Sanhok is a different story, but when it comes to Vietnam, the kings of Sanhok, we only have one Sanhok anyway. So, I mean, like, is that even fair enough for us to crown them as kings?
Yeah, but again, like I mentioned a lot, Vietnam is kind of, spicy when it comes to Sanhok. They can control it well because not only Eagle, which is playing right now, the Xavier, one of the strongest team in Vietnam also. But back to the game, Erangel and Miramar. Only 2 flags, Chinese Taipei and Brunei Darussalam.
But you know what, we are excited about the game, but we are super excited for our sponsors as well, because without them, none of us will be here today. None other than main sponsor JHL Group. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. And also, we are sponsored by JHL Auto, Nusiapay, DAS, Good and Crypto, Taiwan Excellence, Pertamina, Hydro Coco. Thank you so much to our official telco partner, Telkomsel. We also have official smartphone partner, the Samsung Galaxy A series, and also internet service provider partner, IndiHome, our travel management partner, HIN, hotel partner, Episode Hotel, and Marusaka Hotel, which we are at right now. Esports broadcast partner, Minisky Global, IFEL, ESET, and production partner Lemon ID. Also our media partners here, Trans7.com, Esports.id, Video.com, Dunia Games, Dance TV, Dance Play, Merah Putih, Bola Score, and Kami Bija.
Yep. And also want to say thank you so much to Antis Prosa and Sovel, who is joining us for the IESF. And last but not least, thank you so much for the government support, Kemenparekraf, Kemenpora, and OC, Koni, and also wonderful Indonesia.
Woo! Wonderful Bali, wonderful Indonesia. And things have been really heated up. We only remain with tomorrow, our last day.
Oh, yeah.
Time flies so fast.
Time flies so fast. From the play-ins towards the grand final, and we discussed a lot. Not only the time flies so fast, but the pack, the action pack also fly high right there. It's totally different when it comes to the grand final. It's really different one because the teams upscaling to 16 and what? I think we can say the aggression and also the aim for the prize pool is higher right now for the tension.
I mean, like, if you're not aiming for the prize pool, then I have nothing else to say because it's only the top three going to get away with the prize pool anyways. Now, we've done with our play-ins where we have 19 group in total for Group A, B, and C. Only the top 11 team will march towards our grand finals here, which is going to be the top 11, where we're done with the group stage. Now, we do have 4 regional teams coming out from Kazakhstan, Morocco, Turkey, and Brazil, while we also have one more team coming out from the host team as itself, which could be Indonesia. So all 16 teams now playing in 3 days long grand finals here, where we're actually in our second day.
Yep. 5 matches a day. So for total 15 matches will be played by all the players. And starting for the second day, so it's a 6 towards the 10. Like we discussed a lot, the second day is really important. They need to collect a lot of data and also a lot of points. And coming for the point system, it doesn't change at all. The first one, or the winner chicken dinner, will get 15, second 12, third 10, fourth 8, fifth 6, up until the 13 towards the 16 without any points, and every elimination they will get 1 additional points.
At least this is applicable right now.
Yeah, applicable. Yeah,
because we do have 16 teams.
yeah.
I mean, like, that's good news for us. Somebody will go empty-handed, hopefully not. But at least we got something up to 16 plays. But when it comes to the prize pool now, the lion's share of $100,000 here for the grab. We're talking about 50,000. Half of it taken by the champions. The second will take away only 30, while the third taking away 20. Fourth place, nothing.
And like you mentioned, Juju, imagine if the fourth place, the gap point is not that high, they will be they are going to be very disappointed. So that way, need to prove the best of them. They really need to play consistently. No more mistakes, if I can say so, because second day is the mental building when it comes to the last day tomorrow. But again, the participating teams for the grand final, after 3 long days for the play-ins, we are having 16 teams, which are South Korea, Chinese Taipei, Vietnam, Iraq, Jordan, Maldives, Egypt, Pakistan, Indonesia, the host, Brunei Darussalam, Sri Lanka, Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Morocco, Turkey, and also Brazil.
Yeah, but speaking of the teams that didn't have to play the play-ins, which are going to be the top 5 team, including Kazakhstan, Morocco, there's going to be Turkey and also Indonesia. Hopefully yesterday was enough for them.
Oh.
They have to warm up by now. I mean, they don't have a choice here.
They do not have a lot of time to warm up, like you mentioned before, and I really agree with that, because you can see how stepping up the players or the teams coming from China, from the play-ins. Even right now, when we see about the leaderboard, the top 2 even not coming from the grand finalists or the invited teams, because the number 1 so far is Chinese Taipei, and the second one is Brunei Darussalam.
If things are going to change today,
we're
going to have to wait and see.
Totally true.
We're going to have to wait and see, because I'm looking forward for another team to step up the match here. But when it comes to the top teams, even in a wrangle, specifically in a wrangle here, we talk about Chinese Taipei. They're so good in the positions, even though they're a bit conservative in the first few minutes. We do have the Bruneis chasing the tails of Taipei, only 1 point different in the total of overall ranking. Turkey and Jordan. Now, Turkey. This is going to be a high expectations teams. We're talking about grand finalists of PMGC. Now, will they stay quiet?
Totally, totally. I mean, there's a problem when it comes to Turkey, I guess, because they fought a lot. We can see from the total damage, it's more than 7,000 damage. It means that they fought a lot yesterday, and I think that's one of the problems because they managed to fail to go to the very late game, or even if they can, it's only with last man standing, only one player like we watch when they play at Erangel. Meanwhile, Jordan is my respected team when it comes to the first day because they're so creative.
Only the first day?
Yeah, no. For so far, Choo, don't be like that.
And you know what? We're not done and dusted yet. We definitely have so many expectations when coming here today. So I have a feeling that there will be a lot of teams to be pushed down as well.
Ooh, that will be very interesting because, you know, the king of play-ins even not performing well when it comes to the first day, which is Saudi Arabia. So let's see, because we want to see all the teams giving their best. Again, they already traveled quite a lot, not even quite a lot. It's so far from their country. The pride of their country is what? The spirit of them for today IESF. So I really want to see them play the best for today.
Now, speaking of today's performance, when it comes to first Rango, what are our predictions? Who will be cursed by our Jinx? And as always, who will be the unfortunate teams picked by the casters? For me, it's going to be coming up from Turkey because I'm waiting for them. Yesterday, maybe they're trying to just sort of getting the grasp about what's happening around there because they haven't been playing. But for you, it's a different story, right?
Yeah, I really like Chinese Taipei gameplay when it comes to Erangel because they are so conservative. They do not want to take the war, especially for the mid game. It's still unworthy for them. I think they are like the gameplay for Pakistan when it comes to the play-ins. They're just going to the compound, defending up until the late game, still having full manpower, and they are so strong because both of the Erangel won by Chinese Taipei yesterday.
Well, that's kind of true. I mean, like, you know what? I want to favor Chinese Taipei, but I have to disagree due to the fact that they are so conservative. Yeah, you can do that in the early few stages or early few days, but when it comes to the last few days, it won't work out like that because the teams start to manage to read out and how to counterplay about your rotation. Like, I don't know, you have to improvise and just, you know, have a variety of a strategy to come up if things happen to be read out by the other teams. In this case, Chinese Taipei, I haven't seen them going for the rush. They haven't been on offensive side. It's always on the defensive side. So I want to see something more on them. If they can give me more, then I'll be pleased.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, I mean, this discussion really similar when in the play-ins we are discussing about Senegal. And also, if I'm not mistaken, Ghana, because they play really conservative, going for the compound, like I mentioned a lot. But I don't know, Chinese Taipei just has their own magic, if I can say, because, you know, when it comes to a team like that, usually they will lose when it comes to the last war or the last battle, especially when it comes to the latest Erangel. Morocco still having 4 players, but they still can be eliminated by Team Chinese Taipei. It shows that they have the consistency. They know how exactly to doing the teamwork, because at the end of the game, from the latest Erangel, even they are defending for a while, but they still have the logic going to the top of the compound, giving another angle and shooting towards all the players from Morocco. That's what I like from the Chinese Taipei yesterday.
I mean, like, I agree for the fact that position is so important. It's a survival game in the first place. That's the beauty of PUBG Mobile. But you have to be, like, you have to step up to the occasion. We're talking about the players have to start to retaliate as well. I'm looking for a team that can balance out both. Being a bit safer in the first few circles, then start to be aggressive when it comes to third and fourth. Now, if they can actually execute that, that's going to be really just the perfect combination and just at the most best sweet spot ever.
Yeah, I mean, the only team on my mind right now is Brunei. I think Brunei they have it, and really interesting to see how Brunei will do their best for the first game. But I think it's not only about Brunei and Chinese Taipei like we discussed a lot, but a lot of team. I think they will stepping up. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first game of the day, the OG map, Erangel. Enjoy!
Now, just to recall you guys regarding our first day of Erangel, both won by the side of Chinese Taipei, but when it comes to the circle, it's a totally different circle entirely. Just to remind again, on the first day, it was around the hospital and around ruins. So it's more towards the left side when it comes to the first day. Will it be the same when it comes to the second day? Yeah, the flight path skewed towards more on the southern part. But if it happens to be around Stalber or Severny for the circle, then...
That will be very hard for all of the teams, but the flight path, even starting the day, not so well for all of the players. And you know what? It's still the same condition. I don't know, there is no one going to the Sosnovka Island because, you know, high tier loot there. I think they do not want to take the risk to cross the bridge because if the circle, like you already mentioned, going to the Severn, it's really hard for them. But we'll see. In a short time, we'll see where is the first circle.
I'm waiting if there's any clashes still, because we're looking over for some teams happen to not securing some drop spot yet. So especially sort of a fly. Well, you know what? I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I do now.
Yeah, and this is a really tough situation for a lot of teams, especially like Vietnam, because they're dropping at the Nouveau Repnoye. I think it's the farthest city when it comes to the first circle. But again, if they can loot fast, they have a lot of vehicle, they can do the momentum towards the circle. But, three teams right now, Indonesia, Brunei, and also Jordan. I think they're still confused, a little bit confused to go towards their place, especially Indonesia, because they're changing their drop spot. Look at one player chasing Sri Lanka, even 4 teams right now near each other.
It's not a great start for them, especially coming up from the host team. Indonesian team really have to have a momentum and already maybe on his knees. Willie Aja trying to actually loot up and just making sure building up his gears while approaching to the side of Amari from Sri Lanka. Now Sri Lanka, they have been quiet. I'm surprised sometimes they can just suddenly have the surge. But here comes Willie Aja, shot down on Amari. That's going to be it, and that's going to be the first blood coming up from Indonesia team, but also for the side of Indonesia, they are trading 2-1. Both teams are having a bit of a loss since the start.
Yeah, this is a big problem when it comes to the first or the early stage of the game. Last only with 3 players, even though it's still possible to get a winner chicken dinner. But again, you are going from the southern part, going to the north part. It needs a lot of manpower. You need a lot of utility when it comes to the late game, because I believe the last circle will be quite tough for a lot of teams, especially going from the southern part. It's already far, and you know, when it comes to the rotation, maybe there's a percentage they will do clash or clashing each other.
You know, the worst part right now is everybody moving to its one direction.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling the clash will actually might happen in second and third phase.
Oh, second and third phase? Okay.
Second and third, it's going to be a bit earlier than the usual. It's not the third and the fourth anymore because everybody seems to be taking a lot of the southern part. Not just that. Nobody's actually in the north due to the flight path. And hopefully some of the team figured things out. Just hop on vehicle instead of looting, just go straight to north. If that happens, they will be the most lucky and fortunate team.
I mean, I can't argue about that. That's what actually inside my mind also, because, you know, when it comes to a circle like this, a lot of players really want to have their own comfortable compound. And, you know, from the eastern side of the map, there is Mansion and Yasnaya and a lot of objective that they can achieve. But if they are having the same mindset, going to the second and third phase will be quite interesting. But I think that it can be a full war when it comes to 4v4 situation. It's just accounting about the rotation, and it is so stressful when one of your player or even 2 can be cut down and become an elimination for the other teams.
That's provided it's 4v4. If it's 4v8 or 4v12, that's most the case, really. It's never like just one team around the corner. Since the start, we saw 3 teams sharing the same compound here. So they're definitely having a bit of a problem to mark their territory since the start. It's been quiet, a bit of calm before the storm. Hopefully it's going to be still calm till the end of the first phase here. But definitely a lot of teams start to search for vehicles because they do know come out even from Gatka region is just so far off if the circle happens to be ending on top of Severny.
Yeah, but talking about the side of Saudi Arabia, we just discussed they are not performing well at the first day, but today, I think they are favored a lot by the first circle. Yasnaya Poliana inside the circle, they can collect all things that they need for the mid to the late game fight, and this is good for them, I think, because this is a good start, and if they can do it well, it will be a very good a point for them today. But look at this.
Oh,
Brunei
no.
already been swarming up for about 3 players from Jordan. Joey right now winning an AK. Alan close combat with a holographic side, but still not knocking down. Even not only 3, 4 player from Jordan, and that's an easy fight because 4v1. Brunei loss of their members just only 6 minutes of the game.
It's not great at all coming up from Bruneians. They are quite separated between each other. Too far spread amongst the roster. And it's definitely not giving them any sort of information to actually do something about it. Where are the others of the Bruneians? We haven't seen them at all when it comes to Chewy. So we saw a lot when it comes to the first drop just now. Same goes the story here again. Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and now Brunei and also Jordan as well as another team. But back to the side of Brazil.
My God. I think you were right, Chuchu. The second day is the real deal. I mean, a lot of strategy changed. Like Brazil, yesterday we saw them playing near the Gatka area and also being taken down by Maldives with an unexpected prawn shot. But right now, they're moving to the Milta, going from the right side, and I think still a very good condition for them.
And the side of, I'm not surprised Chinese Taipei was playing in the blue zone just now. Again. But in the meantime, this is very uncomfortable for the side of Chinese Taipei. It's definitely Saudi's advantage, like you mentioned earlier, because they love to drop themselves around Yasnaya Poliana. And this might be the case, and they already parked themselves right in the center of Yasnaya as well, with their vehicles and everything else. Now, the problem with you getting the center of a circle since the start, how well can you defend it? Because it will not be sort of a, one team coming in and you can take a break. No, it's going to be continuously no stopping crossfire for those in the center.
Yeah, we watch a lot when it comes to the play-ins, a moment like that, when you can defend one, but the third party coming, it's really big trouble. But I guess a condition like that will happen for about the third or the fourth pace, so it will be kind of late of the game itself because we can see it right now. A lot of teams, I guess, change their strategy. Even for the hard circle like that, teams like Morocco, they have their own plays. Even Kazakhstan still going to the Milta. So first pace really are still doing the same, except for 3 teams, which is Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Brunei, if I'm not mistaken, because most of that team is playing at the edge of the circle, and I think fighting for the vehicle and then clashing for an unexpected compound still happens. So let's see about the third or the second to the third base of the circle.
You're not gonna mention Chinese Taipei and Vietnam is playing at the edge of a circle as well.
I mean, like,
and they usually do. You can't deny that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they are usually doing. Vietnam really playing like that at the play-ins. Chinese Taipei, even though they're playing quite different from the first day, I guess the first circle or the first pace, they can still manage to hold or defend from the DPS. So it's still good for them.
Lah.
Yeah. It's like an ending of my statement. Lah.
Okay, I do have 3 teams playing a bit slow here. Turkey, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam. They're taking their own sweet time, so Circle is not favoring them, but not too far off either. Now, the Circle will popped again. It feels like really going up south all the way, more to the southeast here. Just Naya in the center. Now, Saudi, this is the time they can gatekeep. Maybe coming up from Brazil of Storm Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. They are coming up from the right side, entirely clear for the entire day. It's a good day for them to get into the circle, but the rest of them, if Saudi can actually farm this one, it will be just the perfect execution that they needed. It just can push them up all the way up there when it comes to the overall ranking.
Totally, because Yasnaya is like the only entry when it comes from the left towards the right. But I guess this is a total different game right now because most of the players try to just do the rotation. They do not want to jump down from the vehicle, shooting towards the players, really different from yesterday. But look at Egypt right now, already having high ground, trying to shoot maybe towards Iraq players, but Iraq players, even Kalaga, do not want this fight. So if Kalaga doesn't do the fight, so it's so different. But right now, Iraq, Golden, still with the movement. The South Korea will already dropping down from the vehicle, shooting towards the Iraqi players, but still can't manage to have one knockdown. This is clash between rotation like I already predicted earlier.
Yeah, we predicted it.
Oh, yeah. So sorry.
It's still the second phase.
Yeah.
Still the second phase, and it's quite early to have fights in Renga in second phase. But due to the circle, things are making it really challenging for the players. And I'm surprised Kalaga is evading himself from fights. That's something new. Back to the side of Saudi Arabia. They got himself. What a nice spray. Crispy coming out from Damio, Saudi Arabia. Now we do have the South Korean side. Big Star taking advantage. Chinese Taipei stuck in between two teams that's hungry for more.
I mean, this is a big trouble because Chinese Taipei just moving towards an open field area. And like you mentioned, what a good shot coming from Saudi Arabia. And look at this confidence. Saudi Prestige even already going towards a small compound because one of the players already be there. I think Saudi Arabia realized Yasnaya is not safe anymore. It will be occupied by a lot of team, but going to the north, I think this is an arch nemesis. Saudis see a battle again, Indonesia going to the north, and the same mindset going for Brunei. So let's see if the battle will happen or both of the parties just want to do the repositioning, because due to the fact that both of the parties just having 3 players right now, I think they don't want to have an aggressive battle so far.
No, I mean, like, if they can do aggressive all the way playing offensive side, why not? The problem is, do they have enough? Because right now, looking at Morocco's side, Chapo and Lazy Boy, they don't have like level 3 of gears to work with, so they can just run, and I can call it loot hopping as well when it comes to compounds. But in the meantime, Toxin, this is what I mentioned, Maldives don't have enough for themselves either. Look at how much they have on them. For Toxin, it's level 1 of gears mostly. You don't have enough when it comes to grenade. I wish they actually really try to loot up more grenades and smokes, because it has been a game changer if they can actually do that. Shaq and the rest of Renines, they had a bit of a tough start before, but they are definitely trying to get some elevations. Yeah, might sharing the same compound as coming up from Turkey.
I mean, when it comes to Maldives, that's the big risk when you are doing the loot piece at Gatka, because Gatka doesn't provide a lot. Even you do the scrapping around the Gatka. So that way, I think the strategy coming from Maldives, they want to go to the Yasnaya. They hope the apartment doesn't being looted by the players right there, which is Saudi Arabia. So let's see later about Turkey finally making their move. Even Rhino so close with Jordan, and look at Solke without any doubt dropping down from the vehicle, shooting towards one of the player from Jordan. A lot of damage, but not a knockdown. And Saudi finally, what a gatekeep from Kazakhstan, going from Milta, 6 being taken down.
And it's going to be the 7 finish off from side of Saudi. But back to the side of Turkey and Jordan. There's one more team, Brunei, still lurking around. And even the Moroccans are here. We're talking about right on the top of the hill of Stalber. Here comes a bit of a bumper moment. Solke and Solar. This is not the time to have too much fun here. They are kind of in front of the enemies. And we do have Pakistan lurking around the edge at the slopes of the hill, while Lutz and the rest of Turkey managed to secure and dominate this area for now. Back to the side of 1 million team, which is comprised of players of Morocco, Marshall, Chapo, Lazy Boy, and Sankai. Tried to climb up the hill, but the problem is Jordan is there before them. All about timing, all about the positions. If they go in for now, I have a bad feeling for this. Might just best to wait it out first.
Yep. But Marshall still moving with the buggy. This is what I learned today. A lot of team right now already realized they need to send some person or scouter to scouting around, because it's an open field area, and if they do not have the next objective when it comes to a shifting circle, they will be in a lot of trouble. So that way, even Morocco right now sending not only 1, 2 even players, Lazy Boy and Marshall, before to see which compound, which part of the hill or the mountain of Stalber we can play with. So this is a really good movement. They just not stacking around inside one compound, but they are widening their vision, they're widening their area. But I think that's still a good for now on. Different case for Vietnam, because they are moving from Novo. They're going from the right side of the map. They want to enter of the circle, but a lot of team already there, even right on the crossfire coming from team Morocco. Indonesia also from the top of the mountain shooting towards the Vietnam, but they still have a good vehicle and still manage to go inside the 3rd circle.
Feels bad for the side of Vietnam, been denied an entry here from this side of circle entirely by 2 teams. But in the meantime, we still have 16 teams. And there's going to be a really big war. The crossfire later will be really messy. But a lot of scrappy plays, definitely, when it comes to the 4th one. In less than 10 seconds. Here comes Ragnarok spraying over. Beautiful spray, but almost connect. Swansea on the ground on his knees. Bleeding out. Now, can Ragnarok seal the deal here? They're moving forward. Basawi, they spotted out Namshin. Ragnarok couldn't back him up. Now, it's going to be 1-to-1 trade for now. But the problem is the blue zone is creeping in as well as we speak towards the 5th phase later on.
A tough situation for both of the parties. They need to go toward the circle, but the nade coming from Jordan connected well to the knockdown player of Team Vietnam. But again, the classic Vietnam, they have a lot of position to counter the gameplay coming from Jordan, but Indonesia, I think they want this momentum. Also Namshin still doing the healing, so it's not good. Again, you are still outside of the circle or near the blue zone. Less than 20 seconds, the blue zone will push you towards the play zone. And look at Brazil, the 3rd party. They won this point, still scouting from above. And if the timing is right, this is a major problem for Jordan and also Vietnam.
Yep, this is going to be 3rd party, and this is Brazil coming up. Nunes spraying over to Winnie. There's going to be non-stop action here for 3 teams just trying to survive. And the first one to be eliminated, it's going to be Jordan. This is a rare sight to see, but Nunes chasing the tails of all the teams across them. Kazakhstan even being chased right next to Darden, who will park himself very soon. Even the Indonesian team is right beneath them as well. Oh no, Darden. From the pan to the fire, from everything else, just now, straight into the lair of Indonesian team. Willie had been waiting. Here comes one more spray and trying to take them down. But Willie got cornered. Where to go?
I mean, what kind of game is this? A lot of movement, a lot of confusion. Even Brazil right now, right after the 3rd party, they're moving around without any objective. Even one of the player being taken down by Team Indonesia. Leomord, what a good shot with the M4. Not only Brazil, it smells like a big war will happening here because Turkey is spotted at the top of the hill. And look at that. Brazil still moving towards the lower ground, but they fail to have a good compound, to have a good entry toward the circle. And I think Indonesia, at the same time, they say they have the mindset to go toward the circle because a lot of teams from the high ground already heard a lot of gunshot from below.
Too many teams on the right side of the circle right now. Take it south or north is the same anyways. Back to the side of Saudi, they are farming on the other side. Kalaga funny start to shoot against Axa on Kazakhstan team with a Mini 14. But nothing seems to be connecting by far. The dots are not joined by each other. Back to the side of Kalagan, even spotted out the Egyptian team from behind. Golden spray towards Puncher. Axa trying to actually open covers with the smokes, but spotted out! Axa on his knees, finally Golden spots him. And might be the Indonesian team trying to butt in from behind. It's going to be backstabbing. Kazakhstan stuck in the rut between 2 teams that's really aggressive right now. And Iraq, they need to have a bit of a reset to revive Reva. But we're talking about Brazil. They repositioned themselves all the way here.
Yeah, classic Iraq winning aggression. And Brazil, I really respect about their movement, even though one of the player being taken down, but they managed to secure that vehicle, which is a very, very huge capital when it comes to the late game like this. A lot of players, a lot of team will come from the east side of the map. We can see right now, not only 1, but 3, not only 2, but 3 teams will go toward from the same direction. But suddenly, Morocco, one team that are so proactive, going around with a lot of scouters right now already at the middle of the map.
It's not just that. We're looking over one play of Chinese Taipei. Just happens to be in the middle of the chaos. And that's going to be the fights between the elephants and the mouse who will be the victim. In this case, for Horse Run, the last member remains for Chinese Taipei. Now, how can he outwit all the players who are right next to him, including 1 Morocco players? is just lurking around the corner. Tan trying to bait them out their shots for the side of South Korea by playing with this buggy just to make sure that they know exactly where the position of the shot. Tan, he's the bait for the team. Dami already done, but it's going to be D7 and Prestige. Now, if Prestige is still alive for Saudi, they still have a big shot of winning this.
Oh, totally the mastermind, we can say from Prestige itself. But I really want to discuss about Hoshuan. Sometimes the best hiding spot is the most obvious one. So I think that's what Hoshuan want to do right now. But coming again from the right side, still a very chaotic moment. A lot of teams will proceed toward the circle. And Kalaga, the classic one, mini 14 without scope, only the iron side. Still pressure towards all the players, but from Turkey, 2 players even being knocked down, not by the shot, but by an explosion of the vehicle. And Renee following after that, really chaotic moment right now. A lot of open field, and right now Prestige, this is the players we mentioned a lot, still shooting towards a lot of teams, and they're playing at the edge of the circle because they know if they go to the middle so fast, they will be the central of attraction from all of the teams that want to go towards the circle.
Willie Aja has been survived so long in the middle of the war zone. How did he do that? He does so much ninja move just now. Back to the side of Morocco. Now it's going to be Maldives being eliminated. Next, we're down to 10 teams. Kalaga cooking up the nade, pressuring towards the buggy with nobody's in it. Back to the side of Kalaga. Who to pick? Pick your poison. Is it going to be Korea's side or is it going to be the Egypt side? Willie Aja, on the other hand, this one guy, he did so much work for the entire team. We're talking about in the middle of a crossfire. He survived, he sustained, but the rest of them didn't even spot him out. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of magic play in it. Back to the side of Golden, spraying towards the side of Indonesia. Finally, Willie Aja have to bow down at 9th place.
I mean, 2 ninjas, Hoshuan and Willie Aja, but Willie Aja taken down well faster than the Hoshuan, but that was a good shot coming from Iraq, even though one of the players being knocked down, but the body system, the backup is still faster. Kalaga right now try to blind the vision towards all of the enemies and back again with Morocco. Look at how they move with a lot of movement, but the nade coming from the big start, it's a big gameplay when it comes to defending his compound. Just left with only 1 player, but the Molotov will end the day. Even the DBS from Senkai defeated the player from South Korea.
Right in the face, in a very lowly corner. That's where he waited the longest for the one shot of DBS. That's going to be securing 4 eliminations coming up from Morocco with 1 person knocked down. We're down to 7 here. Only 1 team. Make it 2 right now because us and Chinese Taipei having 1 player there. Fico will not last long, but back to the side of Saudi. Spraying over to Egypt. Sounds crispy, but Krona spotted out on Golden. That's really golden moment for them. Back to Lesketon with a DB28 taking on Iraq from the back, and that explosion finish off decimated the entirety of Iraq just now.
Egypt really reforming the gameplay is not same when it comes to yesterday. They are really aggressive when it comes to the momentum right now. They want to make one. They are not waiting right now, but coming for the gatekeeper, which is Saudi, right now doing the proactive towards the Morocco. Even one of the players, Lazy Boy, being taken down. Marshall already being spotted. Esketon need to heal him first. This is what Saudi capable is, like what we saw earlier at the play-in. Right now they're so aggressive, but Brunei again, this is the stability. Brunei can avoid all the fights going from the north, just witnessing all the fights, and right now they're still with 3 players. Oh my God.
They are the only team coming up from the left side of the circle entirely. And the rest are just too busy fighting each other. 1 more team eliminated. We're down to 5. And it's going to be Kazakhstan winning over Morocco. And also butting into it's going to be Arthur from Egypt. And also they have quite a number of eliminations coming up from Saudi Arabia. 10 already in the bag. The only team that got themselves double-digit elimination. Krona and Hoshuan still staying in it in the very small shack. Saudi taking on Krona, still not undone and dusted yet. Hoshuan trying to not move even a muscle. He's just gonna go for it. He got 1 more, and that finish off Kazakhstan. This changes everything. Oh, Huoshuan, what a playmaker.
That was a big play coming from Huoshuan. You know, 3 players being knocked down from the middle of the game, from the third place of the circle, but Huoshuan managed to slay all the enemies near him. Even Rhino laid on quite a while and become the top 3 so far, but Brunei from the shot coming from Huoshuan, so it's already predicted where is the players of the enemy. The movement coming from Brunei is so good. Piazza doing the backup. 2 of the other players are moving with the vehicle, but Rhino Newbies is the only one. Saudi with left 3 players. What a shot coming to Newbies. Even one of the players, Newbie, already at the low health point. So what a kick. But look at the circle. No one favors by the circle, so they need to go towards the central. But Piazza, oh my God, too close to the vehicle. Explosion made him knocked down.
But I'm loving how Saudi Arabia just spreading out, having wide angle to work with. And Huoshuan got himself elevation. The one in problem right now is going to be Piazza. Newbie want to actually save him with Bison in his hand. But at the same time, the smoke won't last long. The moment it dissipates, everything just so clear for the side of Saudi Arabia. They might actually take this away. But Piazza, can he actually be revived? While Shako tried to attract all the attention to his side. Spotted out Huoshuan, the backstabber in this match. The one that actually giving so much problem from the backside. And Shako making sure he keeps the pressure on. Here comes Saudi, pushing forward, a bit reckless, getting on one on his knees. And Huoshuan tried to just evade the nades. But Shako tried to just retaliate with another, and that's going to be the reply coming out from Brunei. But Saudi left with only 2 players. That movement coming out just to push in was a bit too early.
Yup. That was not a good momentum, but right now Huoshuan finally being knocked down by the shot coming from Esketon. Change again the momentum for Saudi Arabia. So right now it's balanced. It's balanced 2-on-2 situation, and both of the parties not inside the circle. So far, Prestige still waiting for the right momentum, for the right timing to show towards the Shako player or the player. Even SK Town right now becomes the bait. He wants to reveal the position of Brunei Darussalam player. He's being knocked down, still not, but low health point. Prestige failed to have an elimination, and at the same time, Brunei, what a movement. They go toward the circle. Piazza still do the froning. Shako still quite exposed, but there is a different elevation between both of the parties. The nade is so close to knocking down Prestige, and this is the calm before the storm, Chuchu.
It's 2v2 right now, and the Blues are closing into a side of Saudi Arabia. Fez, this is not great for them. They need to move forward. They need to advance, but how? The slope is not helping them either. Shako will actually be knocked out almost even. Prestige, lucky enough, he got himself that cloud of smoke. Back to side of Shako, playing it safe. All proning down for now, making sure they will not be discovered. All back to might be actually being left behind for the side of SK Turn as well. Now, all they need to do is just know exactly where to go and where to look. For the side of Brunei, they're quite spread. That's a good start. But saying go for Saudi Arabia, they're doing the same thing here. It's going to be Shako versus Prestige, but Shako will look over Asketan first. Piazza will the one to make a big difference for the side of Brunei. But in the meantime, going on flank is an open road, open straight in between. How to cut across? There goes. I think that's going to be the smoke. That's going to be the cue. Prestige, he wants to push forward. But if it is spotted out Shako, that's going to be the end for Prestige.
Yeah, totally true. Shako right now really controlling the game for Brunei. Shako doing a very risky trade, I guess, because Shako is exposing, is still picking towards the Brunei, towards the Saudi, but the backup coming from Saudi. 2 of the play, but Esketon being taken down. Prestige is being taken down also, and Brunei opened the game, opened the day with a strong performance. Winner, chicken dinner. So it's kind of back-to-back because the previous day, the first day closed by Brunei, and right now, the first day again, Brunei shown us the quality of them, and congratulations, Brunei Darussalam, for the 3rd winner chicken dinner at the grand final.
I mean, what a performance. I have to give it so much credit for the side of Bruneians. They know exactly where to go. They know they're so composed. If you look at how calm they were just now to decide about where to shoot and where to look. And Shako took a big, bold courage just to push towards the flank side in case the team coming up from Saudi, especially when it comes to Prestige, try to move on the flank. He's there first. It's always who get to park themselves in the most prime position first. and he knows exactly where to go and not even hesitate at all.
I mean, when it comes to Brunei Darussalam, I don't know. There must be a chance for each player's shine, you know. Newbies in play in so strong, a lot of elimination, but when it comes to grand final right now, Shako play the big risk, and sometimes a big risk will giving you the big return, while Shako playing at the edge of the circle, like a bait for two players of Saudi. Even the backup can't be happen because you know there's a slope played by Shako and pick, then redo it again, making the momentum for Saudis failed. And what a play coming from Brunei Darussalam, especially Shako, I guess, at this particular game.
I mean, like, this shows how much they deserving for the Pro League right now. I mean,
totally.
this speaks so much today. And I wish they can finally get themselves their own Pro League, because this is just incredible play coming up from the side of Brunei. And on the side of Iraq, they have been really aggressive, but it's so rare for us to actually see Kalaga not trying to fight in the first few minutes. That was very entertaining for him to actually run instead of, you know, going for the offensive side. He's actually trying to run away from it. But Sankai, this time of that one tap of that DBS, even though the opener is just jumping into the corner, he's just so well prepared. His reaction, you know what? That's why they're pro players.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the quality of the global championship player, you know. I mean, I really sad about the moment coming from Morocco, because I reversed them a lot when it comes to the winner chicken dinner at this game, because, you know, from the fifth circle, they're already having the central part of the map itself. But like you already mentioned earlier, when you're defending it, how strong can you be? Because a lot of teams are swarming around, not only 2-3, but a lot of teams. You need to silk or take them down, and it is not easy. It is not easy, especially Saudi from southern part do the utility towards the team of Morocco. But here we go, Juju, 11 elimination. This is the highest so far at the grand final, because the latest one is 10. Right now the double digit again happened, and 11 got by Brunei Darussalam.
I mean, like, there are two teams that definitely dominating right now when it comes to the population of PUBG Mobile, where they eliminated like 2/3 of the total PUBG Mobile population right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be 1 point shy difference between the Bruneis and the Saudis, because right now the Saudi are the team that have the match. When it comes to the vibe, when it comes to their mindset, they're so similar. Both Team of Saudi and Brunei are having a good start with balancing out position and elimination. But I have to give it to the Saudi Arabians team. They are more aggressive when it comes to offensive play. They have it. But when it comes to balancing both aggressive and, you know, to wrap things up, I have to give it to Brunei. They do know when it comes to when to defend and when, especially defensive side, for a bit more. You know, this kind of a the spear and the shield story between these two teams. Saudi is more towards the spear side, and Brunei is more towards the shield side, but they're both really good when it comes to offensive, but it's a bit more than the other, just a tiny bit.
Oh, just a tiny bit. So what I like about Brunei, like we already discussed earlier, they really know how to analyze the gameplay. When you mention the only team going from the left side is Brunei, because I think Brunei going from the top, then they realized a lot of teams coming from the right side, which is the east side of the map. They change their rotation. They're going from the left, which is quite chill a bit, because there isn't anyone in there, and that's a big advantage coming for Brunei. Even though they are left with only 3 players starting from the early stage of the game, they managed to get away now in a chicken dinner again by the position. So that way they are avoiding all the fight, they are stealing the elimination from all the knockdown, and they manage to have a lot of utility when it comes to the end game.
And you know, the thing about Chinese Taipei, they are very conservative. I mean, like, this is what I want to emphasize earlier. It's good if the circle is generous.
Okay.
If it's a normal common circle. But if a circle is just really contradicting with the flight path at these extremities, this is just quite hard for the teams that want to play as safe as possible, because it's so hard for them to actually play as usual. Here comes our overall stats. Definitely it's going to be 61 players all finished by the shots, because nobody being taken off by the blue zone.
I really like this statistics. I mean, this is the second time I do the cast for the grand final. There is no one being taken down by the blue zone. Even a lot of fight happened from the fourth pace, going from the northern side like Jordan and also Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, and from the high ground is Turkey, but they still managed to fight the best of them. They are not trying to heal from the outside of the circle, which is the blue zone, and that's the spirit. That's the spirit for me coming from all the players.
Well, I'm not pleased with the throws being used here because we do know 300 is normally the standard that should have been. But right now, MVP is going to be Piazza. Woo! Thank you so much for this MVP, Piazza. We all needed to see your face a bit more because you know what? He was actually a bit toned down when it comes to his mindset and mental. And today we can see he's super happy and you definitely deserve this. Give it a go. Maybe we're going to see you in your own PMPO one day.
Yeah, don't be shy. newbies even when he becomes the MVP, do the love sign. So you can do a lot of things also.
He can flex.
Yeah, so he can flex, yeah. He can flex. Yeah. So yeah, Brunei Darussalam, I think, really stealing the spotlight when it comes to the IESF. No pro league whatsoever on their country. We can say for about 1 or 2 years, because if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of PMPL there is, right?
They used to have a wildcard region.
Oh, wildcard region, yeah.
But then it's kind of changing the format, and that season is going to be a different story. But you know what? I hope everybody can have finally their good start after they're starting off the engine with our match number 1 just now for day number 2. If not, they need a coffee because we're going to head into our break for our own coffee. Hope to see you guys when it comes to Miramar next.